Today's thrilling installment begins with Cobra planting something at the Panama Canal and Cobra Commander saying this.
After today, America will be the United States of Cobra!
Didn't you guys just fail spectacularly to do this not 1 week ago? Then the Joes swoop in and commence something called Operation Switcheroo, which involves Lady J dressing up as the Baroness and replacing the Baroness despite the fact that the actual Baroness escaped their custody and would almost certainly be showing up to blow this whole dumb plan later. They actually watch her leave and comment on how much easier her absence will make things. So the fake Baroness returns to Cobra's base in South America, along with Flint, who doesn't seem all that into his girlfriend's current cosplay exploits. Man, Flint, I thought I got you. She meets up with the Brain Trust and this happens.
See me in my quarters when you are done, Baroness. I have some interesting hand-to-hand combat techniques to show you.
Look, I was 11 years old when this episode originally aired, and I'm pretty sure I already understood exactly what Destro meant. So surely he can't think he slipped this by, Cobra Commander. On the other hand, the Commander seems more concerned with something called the giant Vortex cone, which, I gotta be honest, is an extremely welcome return to form for the old boy. Then a patrol boat shows up carrying the real Baroness, whom everyone assumes must be a spy. But this only lasts for about 8 seconds as that thing I said was going to happen happens. Which, on one level, that level being me seeing 2 Baronesses on the screen at the same time, is disappointing. But on a Lady J doesn't have to make out with her cousin level, this is probably for the best. Then Flint swoops in a stolen Cobra helicopter and the two of them make their escape. Right into a bunch of jet fuel where they explode to death. Yep, Flint and Lady J are dead now, and the show doesn't even think this is worth a commercial break cliffhanger. That's cold. Cobra Commander takes to the airwaves as per usual.
Cobra now possesses a weapon that makes us invincible.
I'd like to uninvincible you, Snake Breath.
Man, this team needs a special boot camp to teach these guys how to make better quips. That's just sad. The giant Vortex cone does exactly what you think it does, creating a violent whirlpool that will wreck the coasts with tidal waves. He then gives the US 48 hours to surrender or he'll completely destroy the West Coast. This is pretty straightforward Cobra stuff, and I wouldn't really doubt G.I. Joe's ability to wreck the plan, except that General Hawk is still in charge, and that guy's even dumber than the guy who just said uninvincible. Back at Cobra HQ, it turns out Flint and Lady J aren't dead after all, and I'm not sure why I'm so disappointed by this. I actually like those guys. I guess I just like when cartoon characters die even more than that. Anyway, they pull the old beat up 2 guards and steal their pants gag. Then, posing as a Cobra team with the codename Golden Skull 1, they steal a Cobra jet, shoot down an entire squadron of other jets, and escape. Man, these two know how to get shit done. Where were they when the whole team nearly failed itself to death in the Serpentor miniseries? Lady J returns the remains of a stolen floppy disk to the team.
Can't you just iron it out or something, Mainframe?
Every single time I think I'm being unfair about how stupid this guy is, he says something even stupider. Then Wild Weasel makes another appearance. He doesn't particularly do anything interesting, but I always have time for Wild Weasel. Wild Weasel. There's a bit of back and forth between the Joes and Cobras as they alternately trick and fight one another. It's actually done pretty well. They also do kind of a neat thing with split screen that's a cut above this show's usual style. As someone who's watching the show, decent scripting and directorial flair are nice things to see. But as someone who wants stupid things to happen so I can make jokes about them, it's less nice. Also, as one of the Joes studies the Vortex cone, he says this.
I wish I'd taken Nefarious Physics 101.
Now that's a quip! Other guy, you could learn something from Wetsuit here. And speaking of learning, I learned later in the episode that your name is Leatherneck and not Other Guy. Then Flint and Lady J almost blow up an octopus, and then Dr. Mindbender shows up for a cameo. He immediately exits, pursued by an octopus. As they continue to escape, they run past a Cobra guard reading this magazine. At first, I thought that was really poor cover design, but then I remembered the types of publications that make plain white covers that only feature their logo. The really, really filthy kind. Like borderline illegal filthy. And given Cobra's overall disregard for the law, there must be some truly unspeakable horrors in that magazine. And I really want to see them now. Then things wrap up the way they usually do. The Joes wreck the Doomsday device of the week, Cobra Commander throws a chair at his TV, Lady J explodes the head of a killer robot with a bobby pin. Pretty typical day for these guys. And hey, there was no Serpentor or Sergeant Slaughter in this one. I could get used to this.